Welcome to the Week 12 Late Game Halftime with Harmon show. My name is Matt Harmon, at MattHarmon_BYB on Twitter. And the lady to my immediate left, who's obviously really excited to be here, is Liz Loza. Liz, how the hell are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's a
Doing
fun.
great.
It's I can tell you're having a lot of fun here on the best. What many people are saying is the best show on the internet.
The best internet show?
The best internet show. I always wanted to be an internet superstar. Just kidding. No, I didn't. But
Or
here
an
we
internet superstar, however you want to pronounce it.
Whatever. Anyways, so we're here to talk about the Week 12 late game NFL action. We'll also touch on some things that happened earlier in the day. But I wanted to jump right in with Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers, by the way.
Was he perfect in the first half?
He was perfect in the first half. Thank you for reading the show titles, Liz. He did not throw an incompletion. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Mike Williams, your guy Mike Williams, and another to Keenan Allen. Unbelievable. Then, unfortunately, the Chargers still can't draw a crowd there at StubHub. Sad.
That's because the Rams are revolutionizing the game, and the Chargers are just trying not to lose.
Well, they're doing a good job of it right now. 35-10, the Chargers are up on the Cardinals. Josh Rosen, 93 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. He is not perfect. Has gone 9 for 15, but 25 for 25. Philip Rivers, I know at this point, like, he's not going to be part of the MVP race, of course. That's guys like Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, Drew Brees. Those players will be in there. But Philip Rivers has had an incredible season. Do you see the Chargers where do you see them in the AFC playoff picture?
Well, I think a lot of that depends on Melvin Gordon's health. He did leave this game, I believe. He fell to the ground. Winston Pain left. Austin Eckler would be the presumed backup, although this kid, Justin Jackson, I believe, out of Northwestern, found a few holes. He found a few holes. He looked pretty good after the catch. Of course, he is running against the Arizona Cardinals defense, so not exactly a stout run defense. But I'm intrigued by this character, and I'm also interested at the fact that Austin Eckler, who you imagine would be like the automatic number 2, isn't just seeing all of the volume.
No, that's a great point, because I remember when Melvin Gordon was out for that London game.
Nothing from Eckler.
Yeah, right. Like, everybody's like, oh, got to throw Eckler in there, and there's really nothing happened.
Yeah.
And Titans have a solid front seven in terms of stopping the run and everything like that, but it was definitely a disappointed effort. So I think Justin Jackson is as you say, character to watch in the second half here. See what he does, especially it looks like the Chargers are going to probably take their foot off the gas. I mean, their quarterback is freaking perfect right now, so just take your foot off the gas, see what we get out of this Justin Jackson guy, because he was a player that a few people really liked coming into the NFL. So I think he's definitely somebody to watch. On the Arizona side, at least you got 4 for 41 from Christian Kirk. You got a touchdown from Larry Fitzgerald. David Johnson has like 10 for 43.
I mean, he's ripping off decent runs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, his yards per carry is, I think it looked good on film.
4.3. So he's up there. David Johnson's playing well enough as what you can expect in this offense right now. I mean, they've scored 10 points. They're just getting blown out by this Los Angeles Chargers team. I want to jump to the NFC, though, because what is going on in the NFC right now? Like, let's talk Panthers. Let's talk Panthers for a minute.
I mean, I think we need a sofa for you, not a chair.
Yeah, right. I know this chair is really not conducive to an emotional.
You are not allowed to lay on my lap.
No. Maybe I can lean forward on my laptop or something. But holy hell, they dropped their 3rd straight game.
I was really surprised. That's what I said on FFL. I'd be shocked to see Cam Newton lose 3 in a row.
Yeah. Especially this one at home, 2 road losses. Let me tell you, that's the least surprising thing that you could see from a Panthers
Although,
fan.
is it that surprising on the other side of the ball that the Seahawks are surging down the stretch? This is what we know Russell Wilson to do frequently, right?
Yeah.
I think the most surprising piece to me is less about the Carolina Panthers offense maybe not turning fully over, or the engine not turning fully over, but the defense looking gassed all the time, getting perhaps geriatric.
This defense is bad.
Yeah.
It's not a good defense. They can't rush the passer.
But on paper, you look at those names and you think, oh, this should be, and they did start pretty hot, but I just think that like maybe the age of these players is catching up to them, especially as the season continues and the wear and tear on their bodies.
Yeah, like Mario Addison was kind of like a late career breakout guy, but he is into his 30s now. Julius Peppers is obviously way old and is a part-time player. K'Wan Short's really the only consistent guy they have up front, and he's a great player. But
They're
that's
missing Sean McDermott too.
Yeah.
If you look at the Bills' defense,
for sure.
Sean McDermott is able to do that. Defense is tough. There was a surprise there, I think, today.
Yep.
Many didn't anticipate. And when you take Sean McDermott and what he does best out of Carolina, you're seeing these older pieces that the former owner refused to get rid of out of loyalty, which is very kind, but maybe doesn't produce winning results. In fact, does not produce winning results.
Clearly, the 3-0 loss streak there. Yeah, I think the biggest problem for them is, again, they don't have a pass rush. They've poured so many resources into their offense, which they needed to do. I mean, their offense was bereft of talent. Now they've got...
Or bereft, even.
I like to say bereft. Is it?
I think it's bereft, but whatever. You've been pronouncing things. This is halftime with Harmon.
My heart is hurt that I'm pronouncing something wrong. I never want to pronounce anything wrong. But, yeah, this is halftime with Harmon. I'm going to say bereft if I want to. Anyways, so they have Christian McCaffrey, who goes 100 and 100 today. He's a stud. They have DJ Moore. They have Curtis Samuel. Those guys are great. I hope we don't see Torrey Smith, Devin Funchess, as those guys continue to get healthy. Like, I hope they don't just take all the work.
Next week, I believe Tampa Bay is the matchup for Carolina.
And they should win that game. And those
also,
guys
we should see on offense what else they can do. I mean, this should be a higher scoring matchup. And some of that engine that I've talked about should turn over against the Bucs.
Yeah, now it's turning into sad time with Harmon, though, if we're going to talk this much Panthers. So let's move on. Let's move on. I like that you mentioned the Seattle Seahawks. They're kind of shaking up the NFC playoff picture, but we have a couple questions from our chat room.
Hey, Philip Grano!
Yeah, right? There you go. You got your shout out here from LL. Anyways, you starting Lamar Jackson next week.
Who does he have?
I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know. But I know they have a great schedule. I mean, everybody's tweeted it out. Like, oh, they've got the Bucs, they've got the Cardinals, they just had they have the Chiefs.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry, they have the Falcons, then they have the Chiefs.
Falcons and the Chiefs. Well, the Falcons are donezo.
Falcons are donezo. They still have some injuries in their defense, obviously. So I think, me personally, if the Ravens are starting Lamar Jackson, and I think they will, I'm starting Lamar Jackson in fantasy. I guess we can discuss where's the cutoff.
We have to talk about in a 2 QB league, absolutely. But are you starting him ahead of Phillip Rivers?
Let's just all right. Now I'm just gonna pull up the Week 8 schedule. This is the week 13.
Week 13.
What the hell
week
is this? Oh God. Anyways,
because I think
is this season over yet?
Lamar Jackson did for some bad things in terms of being a pocket passer. He did.
Oh, for sure.
That pass to John Brown, that gorgeous, I would say rainbow.
Yeah.
To John Brown that was called back via penalty. Mm-hmm. Also, you saw Joe Flacco exhale when he saw it called back. Like, oh, that won't maybe like.
Seriously.
But I think the Joe Flacco also a lot of this I think has to do with record and jobs being in jeopardy. This is where some external factors come into fantasy because you look at the team's record, you look at John Harbaugh's job potentially being in jeopardy, and you look at this team forcing a rebrand down the stretch to save themselves. And so I think, if Lamar Jackson doesn't turn over, then you can shrug your shoulders and say, but you know what you're going to get out of Joe Flacco. So I think it would make sense that he is starting if you would like to retain your job. Yeah, I would think so. Our person asked as a follow-up, would you start him over Andrew Luck? No. In Jacksonville? No. Yeah, I don't think so. No, I think no. Luck, though, we could talk about this game. Let's do it. Weird end to this first half where Luck threw like 2 interceptions right away. Very strange games, tied 14-14. Interception, force fumble, interception. Yeah, so he has 2 picks, 2 touchdowns. Both touchdowns, of course, have gone to tight ends. Eric Ebron, a week after not getting any targets, he scores immediately, of course, because he's like the ultimate fantasy troll. Jack Doyle, though, welcome back to the end zone, Daddy, Jack Doyle. We missed you. T.Y. Hilton, 4 for 75, 6 targets, team high. This game it's just been a little weird, though. Are you talking about it being weird because Luck was used as a receiver? Well, there was that. What do you think about that? Because I saw mixed opinions about it on Twitter. I saw some people like, this is awesome, how creative, how fun. I saw other people freaking out about, what the hell those people flush. Continue watching your Cowboys games and your Panthers games. Frank Reich won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, he doesn't care who's under center. Philly it up. I don't have any shares of Andrew Luck. I don't care. Bust his ribs. I am all for innovating the game. After last Monday night, watching the Chiefs and the Rams go, innovate this stuff. Change. Frank Reich, by the way, about to be a grandfather. Shout out to his daughter Leah, who's expecting a baby girl. He's going to be the hippest grandpa in the league because he is actually evolving. And I love that he was doing interesting things. Forget fantasy for a second. For the love of the game, continue evolving because everyone else is getting left behind like Kirk Cameron on a lawnmower back in the day.
Man, Kirk Cameron left behind reference. What a
I know
sight to see in
up.
2018. Yeah, I appreciate it. I will tell you though, I would say the other argument is, of course, we want to continue. We just don't want to see him get hurt. But
but Nick Foles, I mean, the same coordinator.
I get it. No, I get it. And Jacoby Brissett has proven himself to be a guy who can get
Under
it
Frank
done.
Reich's tutelage, he can do anything.
I wonder if Jacoby Brissett saw that was a wide open throw, and he's like, I'll throw it a little high. Maybe I can see if I can get him hurt. One thing I do want to ask you, and someone asked about it in the chat. What do you think is going to happen next week with Leonard Fournette? Will he get suspended? This is a question that people want answered.
Oh, this was a question that was asked in my Slack channel, and I'm just going to say what everybody else said, which was like, no way, that never happens. I
personally don't. I mean, always no idea. We have no idea. I think he's going to get suspended? No. Would you pick up the other? Look, I think you should be holding these backups anyways, just in case, because
agreed.
I think Gus Edwards and Josh Adams, two total nobodies to begin the season. I know some people liked them in preseason. Leave me alone. But
don't
at me about that. But obviously, to the large majority of normal people out there, these guys are utter nobodies, undrafted free agents. They're showing you what cuffing season is all about.
Indeed.
You hold on to these backups and thrive. So would you add Carlos Hyde, TJ Yeldon? I mean, I see Carlos Hyde out there in every waiver wire.
Well, yes. I mean, I advocated to make him an early pickup this week, and I was shot down. So I would say, yes, why not have insurance at a really iffy position, even if the Jag season is done? I mean, don't tell Quay, but it's over.
Oh, we're definitely telling Jared Quay.
It's over, so why would they continue to trot Leonard Fournette out and make him run the ball, touch the ball upwards of 20 to 27 times, especially knowing he's had soft tissue issues and knowing where he was drafted? It makes no sense. And now the center's out?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, yeah. And we just got word from one of our good...
from our boss that I am in trouble.
Yeah. Liz is fired, so if you run a fantasy site... No, I'm just kidding. Who would ever fire Liz Loza? But here, talk about a great asset. You're a great asset to have on this team. A great asset for the Steelers to have is Juju Smith-Schuster, who just scored a 97-yard touchdown.
Wow.
And it's very exciting. Somebody from the chat let us know. Well,
thank you, Stephen Gardner.
Yeah, Steven says 91. Yahoo says 97. I'm going to trust Steven.
Split the difference. It's 93.
Yeah, cool. Anyways, but he scored a long touchdown. And before we get out of here, I do want to just jump in on one point from this game because somebody hit me up about this before we logged on. They tweeted at me, and my first initial reaction was, no, I'm not worried. But James Conner, 8 for 29 on the ground. He's got 3 catches for 19 yards. You know, he didn't do anything of note really last week other than drop a touchdown. Are you worried about James Conner going forward? Is he somebody to be concerned about?
Are you harkening back to FFL when I might have
I thought about you when I saw this, that he was the one guy that you were like, I'm not playing James Conner, and Brad Evans had more than a few words.
He went bananas at me.
Yeah.
And so I definitely relented and thought, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook who has yet to play. I said that I might start him ahead of James Conner. I'm not going to be worried about James Conner until he does something like this at home again. So, give me the rule of 3 on this one.
True. Good point. I think that's a great point, and I think also going forward, you can worry about it, but
what are you gonna do?
What the hell? Right. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna pull up the Steelers' schedule real quick because I don't know these things off the top of my head. I'm not one of those people.
I thought you had the Week 13 schedule out.
I did, but I want to see the duration of all of their games going forward. And I'm pulling up NFL.com. I'll probably get fired for this. But so going forward, they have the Chargers at home. I think that's a game where you're starting him.
Yeah.
Then they're at the Raiders.
You're starting him.
Patriots at home, high-scoring game there. You're definitely starting
And
him.
you know that they're going to want to play keep away for at least the first half. So maybe
sure,
the game gets
for
away
sure,
from them.
for sure.
We'll see. Although the Patriots did not look like Patriots coming off of a bye
Very
today.
true. Very, very true. And if we had more time, we would discuss that. And then at the Saints in Week 16, I think you're playing James Conner there. They've
gotten you there. You got
yeah, exactly. I think, again, what the hell are you going to do about it is the obvious answer. And my guy who tweeted at me was like, you know, he's just not trying anymore because now Le'Veon Bell's not coming back. I'm like, that's a little bit too tin hat for me, but here we are. Tinfoil hat. Anyways, that's
a tin hat.
I don't know. I don't know what bereft is. I don't know what a tinfoil hat is. I don't know what anything is anymore.
The scars align.
And on that note, I'm Matt Harmon. She's Liz Loza. You can find her on Twitter at LizLoza_FF. You should definitely follow her there because she's actually really good about responding to people and taking care of your lineups.
Thank you, Matt. That's kind of you.
You're a good makes them
Twitter
fumble more.
It makes them think about it too much, and then they can't just.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm Matt Harmon at MattHarmon_BYB. Remember, you can follow this show, Halftime with Harmon, on Twitch. You can find it on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things. You can tweet at us after the show. Liz will respond to you. I may or may not. We'll see. But for Week 12 Sunday, it's it. We're done. Let's get out of here.